Hello. Okay, so this video will go over the words for lesson 19, which goes along with the Harvesting Hope, the Chavez story, in your Journeys books. So let's get to it. So the first word here is overcome. Cesar Chavez worked hard to overcome or conquer hardships. Okay, so sometimes remember they put the definition right in here. So what do you think it might mean? Well, to overcome a difficulty is to solve or conquer it. So basically, if you overcome a problem or anything like that, it means you solved it or you've conquered it. Okay, so overcome means to solve or conquer. Next word, association. These kids have formed a group or association that cleans up beaches. Okay, so what do you think it might mean based on that sentence? Well, an association is basically a group of people that officially organized for a certain purpose. Okay, so an association is just an official group or an organization that get together for a certain reason. Okay, so like in this case here on the for this example, these children put together a group, an association that helps clean up beaches. Okay, like we have at school, we have student council. That's considered an association. It's a group of people who meet to discuss certain topics. Okay, number 3, capital. So this is not like when we say, make sure to capitalize your words at the beginning of a sentence. It says a state capitol is a building where lawmakers can make and change laws. So really a capitol is just the building in which a government meets to create laws. So every state has a capitol where lawmakers get together and they discuss things that are going on and they try to create laws. And then we also have the capital for the entire nation of America as well. Okay, number 4 is drought. In the 1930s, a drought or lack of rain made life hard for many farmers. Okay, so looking at this picture here and reading that sentence, what do you think the word drought might mean? Well, it just means that there's little or no rain. So a lot of times there might be some areas of the country or the world that experience drought. They're not getting enough rain, and that's a problem because we need rainwater for crops and for other things. So it's very important that we get rain, even though we sometimes don't like it when it rains too much. Rain is important no matter what. We need rain to help with other things going on in our world. So a drought means there's little or no rain happening. Okay, number 5, dedicate. Martin Luther King Jr. wanted to dedicate his life to equality. It was his life's work. So when you are dedicated to something, what do you think that might mean? So when you dedicate something, it's basically devout, meaning you give all your time and effort to a special purpose. Okay, so you might dedicate your life to teaching, you might dedicate your life to sports, you might dedicate your life to helping animals. It's sort of like a purpose that you have that you set forth and it takes up your life. Like you give it everything you have. Okay, number 6 is publicity. The media can spread publicity or news about events and causes. So this one might be a little tricky, but basically what it means, publicity is information that's given out to get the public's attention. So any information that is given out, whether it be through the news or any other source of media, it's given out to get the attention of people. Okay. Sometimes they might say, like advertisement in magazines is good publicity. It gets your product advertised, gets the information out to people who are looking at that advertisement, and it's getting their attention. Okay, number 7 is violence. Many people believe change should come through peaceful ways, not violence. So violence is basically the use of physical force to cause harm. When you physically do something to another person, you're being violent towards them. If you're causing them harm physically, that's considered violence. Okay, number 8, conflicts. Most conflicts or disagreements can be solved by talking things over. Sometimes we've talked about this in school. If we have a conflict with a classmate or another student, we address those issues. So what is a conflict? A conflict is when people have conflicts, they have problems or disagreements with each other, okay? And this is something that happens as kids, as adults, and sometimes we just don't agree with other people, but you have to make sure that you are solving that problem or disagreement in a kind and peaceful way with each other. We don't always have to agree on things, but it doesn't mean that we can't be nice or kind about it. So a conflict is just a problem or a disagreement. Okay, number 9, horizon. In the fields, Chavez often worked until the sun fell below the horizon. So this one's a little bit of a tricky word to remember, but basically it's the place at which the earth and the sky meet. That is the horizon. So sometimes especially when you're on if you look out, if you're at the beach, you can look out at the ocean and you can kind of see the horizon, sort of where the sky and the earth meet. Okay, the last one is brilliant. Okay, the bright, brilliant colors of the American flag symbolize freedom. And what brilliant just means is very bright. And so we can use brilliant as a color, describing the brightness of a color. You can also say that someone is brilliant. It means that they are very bright. That means they're very intelligent. So it could be used either way. In this context, though, they're talking about brilliant colors. They're just talking about how bright the colors are. Okay, and that's it for lesson 19 vocabulary. After you watch this, please go and do the matching activity that's posted in your assignment. If you have any questions, let us know. Take care.